Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Lo siento mucho, pero hay muchos estudiantes en nuestra clase que tienen el examen de A-Push, entonces no pueden venir a la clase, como la mayoría, the majority de estudiantes. Entonces, en vez de tener una sesión en vivo, como usualmente tenemos, yo voy a hacer un video, ¿sí? So really quick in this video, because there's so many A-Push people, I hope you caught that. If you can just look at this slide here, I want to go over how to conjugate verbos in the command form, and we're in our nosotros form. So if you remember, we started with commands in the to positive, okay? And then we had to negative. And then we went to usted, which conjugates positive, negative the same. And then ustedes, again, positive and negative are the same. When I say positive, I mean telling someone to do something, and negative means don't. So no, not to do that. So if I take a regular verb like bailar, to dance, and I'm turning it into a command, I want to say to someone, dance. I'm going to say it in that voice with gusto, but I'm also going to just conjugate it in the ella usted form, even though we're in the to form. So I might say to my kids, right, because I talk to them in commands all the time, baila, come, eat, escucha, listen. So I'm just putting those verbos in ella usted form, and that is a to command. Negative is where we say don't, no, and then I have to put on the opposite ending. So for an AR verb, it's bailes. If it were an ER-IR, like no comer, it would be AS, no comas. If you think I'm going fast, I am, because this really should be review for you. For usted, somebody I show respect to, we drop the S, baila, and it's the same for no baila. And for ustedes, we add an N, bailan, no bailan. All right, so we learned these commands already. Hopefully that struck a chord in you and you're like, oh, I remember doing that. And there were all these things with them, like cargar zars. We had Vin Diesel, Osten, Vet Ponce, right, with Vin Diesel. So we are just continuing in our command mood, and we are looking at nosotros. So in English, that would be like saying, let's blank. Let's eat at Chipotle. Let's go take a bike ride. Or it could be negative, let's not, right? Let's not do our homework. Let's not go to the Twins game tonight, like that. So those are commands. That's what we're trying to say, all right? So it's an extension of this. You're going to see some of the same things apply. So first of all, nosotros form, we. So we're either in amos or we're in amos, and it's going to be opposite ending, just like subjunctive, just like our other commands. So amos is going to be our ending now for an ER-IR verb, verbo, and amos is going to be our ending if it's an AR verbo, right? So let's just do some practice. If I have bailar and I want to say let's dance, I'm not going to say bailamos. What am I going to say? You tell me. Just speak to the video. Speak to me. Bailemos. Good. If I have an ER, comer, or an IR, it's not comemos, but comamos. Opposite endings, okay? So let's just try some. I'm going to say one, and you tell me the command. Let's work. Trabajar. Trabajemos. Let's help. Ayudar. Ayudemos. Muy bien. Let's share. Compartir. Tier with an IR, so compartamos, like that. Good. I'm trying to think of one that isn't a go verb. Let's break, like maybe break curfew. Romper. Rompamos. Okay, so easy enough, opposite endings. Now, if it's a go verb, you still keep the G. So poner, salir, venir. Remember all those vengo, pongo, salgo, trigo, digo, hago? Those are still going to have the G's in them. So for instance, if you want to say, hey, let's set the table. Poner la mesa. It's going to not be ponamos, but pongamos la mesa, like that. See? Pongamos la mesa. All right, let's try some. So I'm going to tell you a verb. You tell me what the nosotros. It's going to be a go verb. Let's bring, traer. Traigamos. Let's do another one. Let's leave, salir. Salgamos. Let's set, or we already did set the table. Let's do our homework, hacer. Hagamos. Muy bien. Go verbs, okay? There are some irregulars that you saw. They're basically like dar is demos. Ser is seamos. They're like our oi words. Estemos. They're not really that irregular. They kind of make sense. Sepamos. The weird one that you really need to know is ir. So ir in the positive, let's go, is vamos. And in the negative, it's no vayamos. So we add in this weird little y here for some reason, okay? I'm not sure why, but no vayamos. See? All right. Aside from irregulares, también tenemos if we have a pronoun. So let's just go with direct object pronouns. For instance, lo, la, los, and las. Remember, these are the ways you say it and them. So if I want to say, let's take comer, to eat, and I want to say, let's eat it, comer, and it is supposed to be la comida. So instead of la comida, clase, I'm going to erase that, and I'm going to actually put la, right? All right, but I have to put this in my nosotros command, and I make it one big word. So it would look like this, comamos la. So I have comamos, there's my command, and la it. And I'm not quite done. Whenever I have to attach something to the end, I count 3 syllables back. 1, 2, 3. And I put an accent there. So it's like this, comamos la, comamos la. Okay? Muy bien. If it is not, if it's a negative command, then you have to have 3 words. Okay, so comamos la means eat it. Let's not eat it. No la comamos. You have to have the la out front if it's negative. Other objects that we do are those reflexive ones. So if I have a verb in the infinitive that ends with se, like levantarse, for example, levantarse. If it's levantarse, then this se means it's reflexive. We're doing it onto ourselves, and our reflexive pronoun for nosotros is nos. So we're going to use nos, all right? And it's going to go like this. Levan, opposite ending, te. You would think then you would write mos, nos. That would make sense, but you drop this s and you say levantémonos. And I call these monkey verbs because right here, that word monos, that means monkey in Spanish. Okay, so levantémonos. Let's try another one. How about let's paint our nails. Pintémonos. So just drop that S, okay? One other thing, if it's not reflexive or like this, we have a couple stem changers where if it's an IR stem changer. Most stem changers don't matter because you're out of the boot in nosotros form. But if it's an IR stem changer, these are verbs like mentir, servir, preferir. Then that E is going to change to an I, and dormir and morir are going to change to U's. So for instance, let's go with servir. Let's serve. It's not servamos, it's sirvamos with an I right there. See that I? Because it's an IR stem changer. Dormir is another one. Let's sleep. Here we go. Dormir, that's going to change to a U. Dormamos. All right, so that was a really condensed version that we were going to go through and practice in class. Now I'm going to do a little practice where I'm going to write a verb, You don't need to write it, but just say it to yourself what you think the command form would be, okay? Oh, one more thing, cargars ours. If it's a car, it's not like this, because that would be tosemos, toquemos. Gars, like llegar, would be lleguemos. To say that gay sound in Spanish, we have to put the U-E. And then zars, like almorzar, almorcemos. No need, we're out of the boot, so we don't need to change that to a UE. Okay, so cargars ours. Obviously, when we're speaking, you just speak it, but when we're spelling, you have to account for that. All right, so I'm going to give you a verbo. You're going to tell me, let's cook, cocinar. You're saying it out loud. Cocinemos. That's what you should have said. Let's do another one. Let's cook them. Them referring to las verduras. Let's cook them. Your verb is, again, cocinar. So here we would say I want you to say it out loud, just like you were in class. Cocinemos las. How would I say let's not cook them? Still referring to las verduras. No las cocinamos. Oh, sorry, cocinemos. Cocinemos. Okay. Let's do. How about let's? I'm trying to think of a go verb. Let's have a good day. So with tener. Tengamos un buen día. Muy bien. How would I say? Let's wake up. Despertarse. Monos verb because it's reflexive. So out of the boot. Despertémonos. Muy bien. Let's repeat. Repetir. That's an IR stem changer. What's it going to look like? Sound like? Repitamos. Okay, so that was just a little quick practice with these. You've already seen videos, 3 videos practicing, so I think you probably get it and done the guided practice. But I was just hoping to get to work with you a little bit today, and I guess that's not going to happen. So, para la tarea, y hicimos este en clase. Let me find an example. En clase, nosotros hicimos listas de tanque, which is a bucket list, okay? So the kids made posters of when you're like in July and you're getting that bored feeling, like what should we do? Oh, let's pull out our bucket list. So it's just a list of things that you want to do this summer, you think would be fun to do this summer, okay? And let's see what these people have on theirs. Nademos en la playa. Caminemos en el parque. Pongámonos face masks. Bailemos a la música latina. So they had some nice one. Oh, bebamos boba tea, right? I have an example of mine I will pull up here too. Hopefully you can see this. I don't think that you can. Let's see if I know how to get it on there. It's okay. I want it to record something else. So I'll just read mine to yours. You don't have to see them. Leamos libros en español. Vamos a un partido de los St. Paul Saints. Compremos ropa en Unique Thrift. Comamos en un restaurante de otra cultura. Levantémonos temprano a ver el amanecer, the sunrise. Sembremos flores en el jardín, creamos un baile para TikTok, miremos una película de Disney en español. So that was my lista de tanque, and that's what you are going to do for your tarea today on that slide that has flowers around it. You need to have 8 commands, so they should all be in the command form. And try not to repeat, like vamos a Walmart, vamos a Walgreens, vamos a Mini Mart. Like change your verb up, right? Be creative, see? And then you are just going to submit that to me. You also have a PDF of una lectura. So the reading, you can use a PDF converter. Let me just grab it quick. Okay. Sorry, I'm not quite prepared because I just learned I wasn't going to get to see you tomorrow. So you can either have do a PDF converter, you can print and write on it, you can make a Google Doc and share it, you can just share the answers, whatever. But what you have is a senior, and she says, yo voy a graduarme en una semana. So she's going to graduate in a week, and she writes this note to her classmates, her best friend, her Spanish teacher, and the students younger than her. And she uses all types of commands forms, tú, ustedes, nosotros, etc. So you're going to read this and you're going to underline, okay, if you print. If not, just pick out a few for me and like type them on the doc or write them in your notes. Then you have preguntas de comprensión, answer in English, okay? And then you're going to practice mandatos. So I'll give you a little scenario. Hace frío en la casa porque la ventana está abierta. So it's cold at home because the window is open. What would be a logical, well, let's close it. Let's close the window, right? Cerremos la ventana. That would be what you write here in Spanish. So it does have instructions on the page, but I just wanted to walk through those two things. So today you're not having live class, but you're going to do your lista de tanque and submit that slideshow right here. And then you're going to do this PDF. And somehow get this to me, upload a pic, add a separate attachment, whatever works for you. See? All right. We're going to learn por and para next. Watch the videos, pay attention, and I will for sure see you next week. I'm sorry to miss y'all today. Adios.